Class 12th, Subject Physics, 15th chapter, Structure of Atoms and Nuclei. From the chapter, let us see radioactive decays. Radioactive decays. We know that most of the nuclei are stable. Most of the nuclei are stable, that is, they can remain unchanged for a very long time. These nuclei have a particular ratio of their mass number and atomic number. These nuclei, which are not stable, undergo changes in their structure by emission of some of the particles. That means if the nuclei are not stable, they will undergo changes in their structure by the emission of some of the particles. They change or decay to other nuclei in this process, and the decaying nucleus is called as parent nucleus. The decaying, that is the changing nucleus, is called as parent nucleus, and the nucleus produced after the decay is called as daughter nucleus. The nucleus produced after the decay, after the change, is called as daughter nucleus. Thus, the process of changing the unstable parent nuclei into a stable daughter nuclei by emission of some of the particles is called as radioactive decay or radioactivity. The process in which there is change of unstable parent nuclei into a stable daughter nuclei by the emission of some of the particles, this process is called as radioactive decay or radioactivity. Now there are three decays, that is, there are three different types of decay. The first one is alpha decay. The first decay is alpha decay. In case of this alpha decay, the parent nucleus emits an alpha particle. So in case of alpha decay, the parent nucleus emits an alpha particle, which is the nucleus of helium atom. So the nucleus of helium atom will be emitted by the parent nuclei in the case of alpha decay, and then the parent nucleus thus loses 2 protons and 2 neutrons. In this process, the parent nuclei will lose 2 protons and 2 neutrons, and this decay is expressed as, so as it loses protons and neutrons, therefore this alpha decay is now expressed as, if X is the parent nucleus having its atomic number Z and mass number A, when it undergoes alpha decay, at that time it will give rise to the daughter nuclei as Y Z-2 as its atomic number and A-4 as the mass number, and then plus here there will be emission of alpha rays, and therefore this alpha decay will be expressed like this, that is, parent nuclei will get converted into the daughter nuclei. Now in this case, this X will represent the parent nucleus and Y will represent the daughter nucleus. So in this way, in case of alpha decay, the atomic number will get decreased by 2 and the mass number will get decreased by 4, and therefore in this case all the nuclei with atomic number A greater than 210 will undergo alpha decay. So alpha decay will take place in case of the nuclei with A greater than 210, that is atomic number greater than 210. This decay takes place because these nuclei have large number of protons having large electrostatic repulsion between them. As it contains large number of protons, therefore due to the large number of protons there will be large electrostatic repulsion between them. Then it becomes stable by reducing the number of protons. It will reduce number of protons to become stable due to the alpha decay. The alpha decay of bismuth is an example of this type of alpha decay, and it is given here as an example. When bismuth undergoes alpha decay, its atomic number is 83, mass number is 212. When it goes alpha decay, at that time it will give rise to a stable nucleus as the daughter nucleus thallium with atomic number 81 and mass number 208. So here this atomic number is decreased by 2 and the mass number is decreased by 4 with emission of alpha rays. So this will be the example of alpha decay. The total mass of the products of an alpha decay is always less than the mass of the parent atom. So in this case, when there is alpha decay, at that time the total mass of the products of an alpha decay is always less than the mass of the parent atom. The excess mass, that is difference between the masses, appears as the kinetic energy of the products. The excess mass will appear in the form of kinetic energy of the products. The difference in the energy equivalent of the mass of the parent atom and that of the sum of masses of the products is called as Q value. The difference in the energy equivalent of the mass of the parent atom and that of the sum of the masses of the products is called as Q value, and that Q value is given as Q value. Q is equal to mx minus my minus mhe into c square. So this is the Q value. Now let us go for second decay, that is beta decay. Beta decay. So in this type of beta decay, the nucleus emits an electron produced by converting a neutron in the nucleus into a proton. So in case of beta decay, the nucleus emits an electron produced by converting a neutron in the nucleus into a proton. That is, in this case, electron is emitted by converting a neutron in the nucleus into a proton. The basic process inside the parent nucleus is as shown. In case of parent nucleus, the basic process, that is neutron, will get converted into proton along with an electron and anti-neutrino. So this beta decay will be basically represented as neutron will be converted into proton plus electron and anti-neutrino. So anti-neutrino will be again there. Now neutrino and anti-neutrino are the particles. The neutrino and anti-neutrino are the particles which have very small mass and no charge. So this neutrino and anti-neutrino produced will be having very small mass, little mass, and there will be no charge for these particles. During beta decay, the number of nucleons, that is mass number of the nucleus, remains unchanged. So in case of beta decay, the number of nucleons, that is mass number of the nucleus, remains unchanged, and the daughter nucleus has one less electron, that is one less neutron and one extra proton. The daughter nucleus has one less neutron and one extra proton. the atomic number Z decreases by 1 and the number of neutrons decreases by 1. So in case of this beta decay, the atomic number Z will decrease by 1 and the number of neutrons, that is capital N, decreases by 1. This decay is represented as, so this beta decay will be represented as this X with atomic number Z and mass number A will represent parent nucleus. When it undergoes beta decay, then Y will be the daughter nucleus with its atomic number Z plus 1 and mass number will remain unchanged, that is A, along with one electron and antineutrino. So this process will represent the beta decay. So in case of beta decay, that electron will be emitted. Now there is another type of beta decay called as beta plus decay. Another type of beta decay is there, which is called as beta plus decay, in which a proton gets converted into a neutron. A proton will get converted into a neutron by emitting a positron and a neutrino. A positron and a neutrino will be produced there. Now if you consider the positron, then that positron is a particle with same properties as an electron except that its charge is positive. So positron is similar to that of electron, but its charge will be positive and therefore it will be represented as E plus. Then it is known as the antiparticle of the electron. It is opposite in charge with that of electron, therefore it is called as antiparticle of electron, and this decay is given as, this decay will be given as that proton will get converted into neutron along with this positron and neutrino. Neutron plus positron plus neutrino, that will be the representation of this beta plus decay. Now in this decay, mass number remains unchanged. Mass number will remain unchanged, but the atomic number Z decreases by 1 and the number of neutrons increases by 1. So in case of beta plus decay, the atomic number Z decreases by 1 and the number of neutrons increases by 1. Now this process will be represented as, so X will represent again the parent nucleus with atomic number Z and mass number A. When it goes beta plus decay, at that time daughter nucleus having atomic number Z minus 1 and mass number remains unchanged along with one positron and neutrino. So this process will represent the beta plus decay, beta plus decay. Now if you consider the example of this beta decay, then we will consider sodium as the parent nucleus having its atomic number 11 and mass number 22. When it goes beta plus decay, at that time the parent nucleus will get converted into the daughter nucleus as neon having atomic number 10 and mass number will remain unchanged as 22 plus one positron plus neutrino. Positron plus neutrino, that will be the example of this beta plus decay. Now let us go for third decay, that is gamma decay. Gamma decay. So in case of gamma decay, now the gamma rays are emitted by the parent nucleus. So in this case parent nucleus will emit the gamma rays. The gamma rays are high energy photons. Gamma rays are nothing but these are the high energy photons. The daughter nucleus is same as that of the parent nucleus. The daughter nucleus is same as that of the parent nucleus, as no other particle is emitted in this decay. So in case of gamma decay, no particle will be emitted, and therefore the parent nucleus is same as that of the daughter nucleus. The daughter nucleus has less energy. The daughter nucleus will be having less energy since some energy goes out in the form of emitted gamma rays, because the gamma rays are the high energy photons, and therefore there will be loss of some energy during this gamma decay. The nucleons occupy energy levels with different energies. The nucleons occupy energy levels with different energies similar to that of the electrons, which occupy the different energy levels. A neutron can make a transition from higher energy level to lower energy level in the nucleus. In this case, a neutron can make a transition from higher energy level to lower energy level, emitting a photon in this process. When there is transition of a neutron from higher energy level to lower energy level, at that time a photon will be emitted, similar to that of when an electron jumps from higher energy level to lower energy level. At that time it emits energy in the form of photon. Now in gamma decay, the daughter nucleus is not stable. In case of gamma decay, the daughter nucleus is not stable and it undergoes further decay. A series of decay will take place so as to become stable, and therefore a chain of decays may take place until that the daughter nucleus is stable. So finally that daughter nucleus will become stable, but it will become stable after a chain of decays, a series of decays. For example, if you consider uranium-238, so in case of uranium having its mass number 238, a series of alpha and beta decay takes place. A series of alpha and beta decay takes place nearly for 14 times, and it finally reaches to a stable daughter nuclei of lead, and therefore uranium-238, which is unstable, a series of alpha and beta decays takes place, and then finally a stable nuclei of lead having its mass number equal to 206 will be obtained. So in this way the radioactive decay processes, that is alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay, takes place.